Hi, this is Emily May, and this is 4 Questions with a Comedian. Today we're here with Michael Carrington. First question is, how old were you when you started comedy?
Oh, well, let's see. I was in college. I was a broadcast journalism major. I was going to be a
Wow.
serious guy. And I worked for local stations and they would send me out and I would come back with no footage at all
Oh no.
because I didn't want to bother people. You know, how do you feel about losing everything you ever owned in a fire? Yeah, it's bad. It's bad, you know? So they would cut to me. I go, it's bad. Back to you. It's bad. It's a fire. What do you think? It's bad. Go back to you. So I said, this career is not going to work out.
For sure.
And I didn't know what to do. I didn't think the journalism thing was going to work. And a couple of comics came to my school. They were just doing a show in the basement, you know, the little Jabberwocky, the little bar, maybe 50 people came. 3 comics came, and I was mesmerized.
Wow.
I was like, wow. Because you think comedians, they're on television or you have to have a show, but they're comics working in bars and restaurants and all over the place. So I spoke to one of the comics, and afterwards he says, "So when you graduate, come to New York. I'm at the comic strip." His name was Hiram Caston, and when I did graduate, I did go to the comic strip, and I met up with him, and I started working, you know, late nights and weekends late. I never got on before 11, sometimes midnight, but I just kept at it and kept at it. And then the comedy boom in the 80s exploded. You know, we from 81 to 91, man, we were kings. And then in 91, it died. It just completely crashed. And that's why I moved out here.
And then what was your first gig?
My first gig was playing the comic strip. In New York, there were 3 major clubs. There was a comic strip, Catch the Rising Star, and the Improv. And if you played any one of those clubs, we felt we had made it.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. So that was, and we got $7 a spot. And we thought, we made it. We got $7. It was called a cab fare, you know, just enough to get you home. But then we had weekend gigs where we would go out, called one-nighters. 3 comics would drive out to New Jersey or upstate New York or a restaurant or a bar, and you do a gig. You know, you make like $55 a set, which was a lot, or maybe 100. And then you drive back that same night. So that's what we did. They were called one-nighters, and that's how we made our living. Most guys did that. A lot of guys went way out on the road, you know, and never came back. They were road dogs, and they just stayed out and came colleges and clubs all around the country. But that wasn't me. So I just stayed locally until I came out here, became a TV writer instead.
And then what was your favorite gig?
As a stand-up or anything else I've done?
Let's go with anything, because you've done a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think my favorite gig, I like writing.
For sure.
The writing took off. And one of my first jobs was on The Simpsons, you know, early on, season 4, when it was just new. We didn't even know what we had. That was fun. Bright Harvard dudes, man. Very smart. And I think my favorite gig was probably Martin. The writers on the Martin were funny as hell. We had such a great time, and the show was fun. So yeah, I would think that would be one of my favorite shows to work on.
I bet.
And the writers' room is all comedians.
Oh wow.
So that's what makes those rooms fun.
Mm-hmm.
They're all comics. We're throwing out lines. Everyone's trying to make each other laugh, and then you know some of it goes into the script.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. And then on Friday nights we would shoot a live show.
Oh wow.
So the artists would come in, and it's like doing stand-up again. You know, I wasn't doing the lines, but now Martin and the crew were, and we hear the laughs and rewrite it and change it, and right there on the spot, give them the new lines and see if that worked. That was fun. That was fun because it was just like doing stand-up again. That's why I like stand-up. It's pure.
Right.
You know, us and the audience. It's not directors and producers and network between you and the audience, which is what television is. So that's why I came back here. I came back to my first love.
That's amazing. And then last question, will you hire me?
Absolutely. What do you want to do?
I want to open for you.